Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again, bringing you Chapter 18 of my Crysis 2 Super Soldier difficulty video walkthrough. And this level's called Out of the Ashes. And it's a pretty long one. And it's pretty much the last real full level, because the next one takes place in one set area, and it's pretty short if you know what you're doing. But this one is a fully fledged, final stand. We're up against the moment of, destruction. The eve of destruction is probably a better way to say it. The 11th hour, all that good nonsense. And you start off, and your team are trying to look for you, and they can't find dog shit really, because you're just laid over there in the rubble. And then you get to climb up here, and you get to go and jump in a tank. And once again, your heads-up display is doing the Vanquish thing until it reboots. And then Lady Manface walks past you there, and you get to do a nice little linger on the awesome visuals of the bridge being completely fucked. But this mission is interesting because you're going to be going through some buildings, you're going to be going through some courtyards, you're going to be spotting for a fire team so they can destroy one of the Seth gunships, and a few other things. So it mixes it up a little bit. And you're also going to be ploughing through an area in a tank, which is quite cool. You don't control it this time, thank God. It's on rails. Alcatraz. And over here's a lovely little ammo stash full of gear if you want to pick that shit up and do what you want with it. Excuse me. So there you go, you get in this, and for whatever reason, there's some event that's not triggered instantly now, so we're all sat around waiting for everybody to move, and I'm looking at them, they're looking at me. It's as if I've just shown a dog a card trick, you don't know what I'm doing. And there we go, we get the checkpoint, and the game continues. So off we go. And all you've got to do on this is shoot what they tell you to shoot. And right there, I'm shooting anything because I'm silly like that. But you've just got to shoot the Seth when they turn up, and then shoot the pinger when it turns up. And then we'll get to a section that's actually challenging, because there's no reason to die in this moment. I don't even think you can. Excuse me. So I'm going to go back to the conversation that I touched on the last video about me not being excited for any releases on the PS3. And the reason mainly for this is the kind of gamer I am. I will play anything really. The main reason of that was because of the achievements on the Xbox 360, and truth be told, the trophies don't have the same hook that the achievements have for me, and I can't explain it. It's the same principle, it's the same kind of mechanic, it should work the same, it just doesn't. It's just a preference I have, and they just don't do it for me. So, my PS3 is kind of an exclusive console for me when something turns out like a franchise I really enjoy, or, games that turn up every so often. And the franchises that I really enjoyed off the PS2 haven't really done much on the PS3 yet. For instance, franchises like Zone of the Enders, franchises like Onimusha and certain stuff like that. And like Gungrave, to name a pretty obscure one if anybody knows what that is. And just a ton of other games. I mean, obviously there's the God of Wars and there's the Devil May Cry's, but we haven't had releases for them. And a lot of the games I followed on the PS2 are now on the Xbox, so I would always buy them over the PS3 version. So it seems to be this constant quest to get the next game. And because Sony's so, wanting these exclusives, because they need exclusive, that's how your consoles live and breathe. And apparently this year seems pretty good for Sony as far as unique titles, because they've got MotorStorm and they've got a few other things that I'm not personally interested in, but it'll help build the console with a promising lineup. It's just, I don't know, there aren't the hooks there used to be. Like, you look at the PS2, there was so many hooks that had people wanting to go near it, and just a constant stream of titles. And obviously the PS3's technology is not as easy as to develop for as the Xbox, so it does put a lot of developers off making games for it, because like any new technology, it isn't easy, it's difficult at first, and it might be another year, maybe 2 years, before anybody really starts pushing the PS3 to what it's capable of, because we all know the hardware inside it is sublime. It's just unlocking the keys to using it right. Similar to what they're kind of doing with the Xbox now, because what we're in as of right now is probably the renaissance of the Xbox 360's life, because it's probably going to only have another 2 years thanks to the motion controls and all that bullshit. And just look at the difference. It's the exact same console it was before, they've just changed the hard drive, and if you turn Perfect Dark on, it looks like a fucking N64 game. And then you throw Crysis 2 on, and just look at the difference, look at the progression of what those years have done. and it's going to happen for the PS3 eventually, and I'm just hoping that they have the games at the time that are going to reward the people that have been patient enough, because the people I feel sorry for are the ones that got the PS3, are the ones that decided to go with it and don't have any games to play. Because it's, I don't know, man, I really don't know, and I'm probably going to get a lot of comments from people that know a hell of a lot more about the business structure of Sony and the way they're approaching this, you know, with third-party companies bringing out stuff on their games, because porting to the PS3 is difficult, and a lot of the ports seem to be inferior to the Xbox 360. That is not favoritism, it's just fact. But I will say one thing, excuse me, the exclusives look so much better on the PS3 because, excuse me once again, fucking hell, 1 second. Because it's generally by Sony themselves, or, you know, some subsidiary of Sony, so they're the people that are unlocking the technology, just like Epic are with the Unreal Engine. They're the people that are making the strides forward. Look at Uncharted, look at Killzones, you know, look at those kind of games. They look fantastic, they look unbelievable, and they're just going to keep getting better. It's just, we can't all sit around waiting for those titles, because they need more. It's that simple. This is not to, you know, to piss people off. This is not to get in any kind of argument. This is fact. They need more games. But this section's kind of challenging. The reason for it is there's a ton of Ceph, and they will rush you. And the best thing that I do is I use these plant pots here for cover, and I wait for them to funnel through these glass doorways. And him right there is one of the general guys, the commanders. And you can tell who they are because they're kind of pink, and they've got a bit of an aura. And what that translates into is a dickhead. He takes a ton of ammo, and look at that, I just got rushed by that tosser. But look at this. This is the hardest difficulty on the game, and these dudes still can't kill me. That is how easy the Ceph can be. Sometimes they will tear you a new one. Other times they will stand around picking their ass, asking you what you want them to do. It's really unbalanced at times. But once you've cleaned up any stragglers, push back into this room. Oh, there's another one coming. Can I get an assassination on him? We'll soon find out. Ah, there we go. Knife to the face. But once you've cleared this room out, you're able to target the airship that you need to blow up. And then it's just a case of pushing across the roofs, and this level's done, really. As per usual, always make sure you've got your armor engaged when you're going into a firefight, because the Ceph will strip you down really quickly, and you'll be seeing the checkpoints a lot more frequently than you probably want to. And abuse your stealth. The stealth is so overpowered, it breaks the game. Truth be told, I mean, you can't even argue with the fact that you're practically immortal. And this is kind of cheeky what I've done here. I flanked all the way around the room. I come up to this turret and I use it to murder the guys over there. It's a valid strategy if you want to do it. You don't have to do it, but it'll save you your ammo, and this thing will kill them a lot quicker than your gun. Just make sure you engage your armor, or once again they will kill you. There you go. Cleaning dudes up. Oh, one guy left. Jesus Christ. That could have been really bad. And that just goes to show how you should play Crysis. You should never rush, because it's moments like that that will put you back to the checkpoint that is a lot further back than you thought it was, and thus frustration will ensue. But keep following the game, keep pushing forward. There's another encounter coming up on a rooftop, but I'm going to show you a really nice path on how to stealth the way through it. It's pretty self-explanatory, you shouldn't have too much issue.
That was too close. That was...
And I'm going to use this time now to talk about future projects, I think. So I've already mentioned in this guide that I'm going to be doing the Arrival DLC for Mass Effect 2. I'm going to be doing it on Insanity. I've already beaten it on Insanity, and it's not too bad. It's not too long either, so that should be a nice quick one coming up. The Castlevania one is close to being done and dusted. That'll be coming up pretty soon. But the future projects, I'm still waiting on Killzone 3. I even had an offer from one of my generous subscribers that they would buy me any one game, but at this moment in time I don't think I really deserve those kind of things, and I do appreciate that person who wanted to help my channel, but I use a rental service at the moment, and they're more than, you know, accommodating, so maybe when it gets a little bit more important to get the videos up super fast, then I'll probably look into doing that with some of the more generous subscribers that want to help the channel. But yeah, Killzone 3 is hopefully going to be next if I can get lucky. I do have Enslaved on my rental list, which I'm looking forward to playing. I do also have Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and I don't know if I'm going to do Assassin's Creed because it's a fun game, it's fun to watch, it's fun to play, but it's not hard. And the only stuff that ever really becomes challenging is the jumping sections, you know, the frustrating chase sequences or the mini games that are a little bit strict. But conventionally, it's not a challenging game, so I don't really know if the walkthrough would really benefit doing it because it's going to be long as well, because those games are pretty damn long. So you'll have to leave a comment if you're interested in seeing that, and if I get enough interest, I might go ahead and do that, because there isn't any games coming out for the 360 for a couple months that I'm interested in doing guides for. I mean, I think the next ones for me are maybe May, and it's going to be stuff like Brink, and there's a few other titles that, because I want to think about them, they've completely slipped my mind, because, you know, that's how life works. But there's about 5 or 6 titles I'm definitely looking forward to doing. I can't remember the dates of them. I'll have to get a sheet up sometime when I do a commentary and run down them to inform people of what to expect, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to be doing guides. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going back and doing guides that I think I can do a good job of, or guides that I'll enjoy. But I'll touch on this a little bit more in the next video. That's the end of the level, guys. Thanks for watching. You take care now.